Dow Jones up almost 1,100 points today. Everyone knows what's coming except most of America. Hey guys, I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas. It's good to be back making a video this evening. Real shout out real quick to a good friend of mine out in Texas, my good buddy Aaron. He sent me this silver round, 4 nines, 0.9999. This came from Texas Precious Metals. Beautiful, beautiful round. I don't know if you can pick it up. You got the state of Texas on the front here, and then you got the Texas steer, or I guess the Texas Longhorns on the back. So it's a really beautiful coin. I hope you can pick that up. Just really beautiful. So Aaron, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you this spring. And again, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Everybody that was gracious and sent me a letter or sent me a small donation, I made sure that everybody got a Christmas card sent back as a thank you. So again, thank you so much for the donations and the beautiful letters. Want to get into what is going on right now. The market up almost 1,100 points today. Just unbelievable volatility when you see these kind of numbers. Now, on Monday, we were down a little over 650 points on a half day. Thank God it was only a half day. We might have seen 1,100 points in the negative if it wasn't for the half day. Here we are on Wednesday. We bounced back at nearly 1,100 points, and everybody is feeling good again. But let's dig down a little deeper, talk about what is going on. But before we talk about the Dow Jones and these markets, let's talk a little bit about Christmas shopping, and how people are acquiring even more debt than they already have. This was an article that I read today. Beware of the aftermath of holiday credit card shopping. And you got to really ask yourself, they're talking that retail sales did $850 billion this holiday season. The average consumer spent $1,536 as compared to $1,226 last year. And what I find interesting about that is we are now seeing the highest household debt in American history. This is another article. So we're at $1.37 trillion of household debt now, and that is an average of about $11,000 per household. So people are acquiring mass amounts of debt, yet spending even more this holiday season than they spent last year. And 30% of the people have not even paid off the credit cards from last year's debt, and they're continuing to spend. Goodbye middle class. This blows my mind too. Goodbye middle class. 51% of American workers make less than $30,000 a year. I've said that numerous times on my videos. So how in the world, if you're making less than $30,000 a year and you're spending on average over $1,500 for Christmas shopping? I mean, it's just absolutely ludicrous of how people in America think. And speaking of ludicrous, here we go, another article. Ludicrous economic numbers. 40% of Americans make less than the 1968 minimum wage. Yet look what people are spending. Thank God for credit cards. This retail sector, the internet sector, the Amazons, they better thank God for credit cards. Could you imagine if people didn't have a credit card, where these numbers would be right now? Fed survey shows 40% of adults still can't cover a $400 emergency expense. So they can't cover a $400 emergency expense, but they can run up over $1,500 in credit card debt buying Christmas gifts for people. So this is where we're at as a society. This is where America's at right now. Yet most people are so asleep, continue to be drinking the Kool-Aid, continue to sleep, comatose. This is why I believe that we will have an economic breakdown, because people are so asleep unprepared, have allowed their politicians to literally bankrupt America right in front of their eyes and have done nothing about it because they're too busy watching football, playing fantasy football, playing video games, watching reality TV, going Christmas shopping, spending money that they don't even have, spending money that they haven't even paid off from last year. This is the typical average dumbed down American today. And this is why America will collapse. This is going to be the biggest wake up to America. And you know what? I think maybe this is what we need. We need an economic collapse. We need a huge shakeup in this country to wake up people like this. People need to be accountable. This country needs to have its credit card taken away, and the average American needs their credit card taken away too, because we have been living in this giant debt bubble now for decades, and at some point we are going to pay the piper as a country. Let's talk about what happened in these markets today. Dow Jones up almost 11,000 points. This was not a normal bull market rally. This is more of a sign of a bear market rally. You know, when you think about what could have caused the market to jolt up 1,100 points, especially after we've just seen week after week of it just getting hammered. And a couple things come to my mind. Obviously, Trump coming out last night and telling people that they should buy in this dip. I think that I thought that that was going to influence a lot of people to buy into these markets. I thought personally we'd see a 400 or 500 point bounce today just on that, not 1,100 points. So I think it's a combination of things. I think it's definitely Trump, you know, again, telling people that they should buy into this dip, which I think is a mistake. I think Trump should never even have said that. But, you know, he kind of persuaded the markets himself by saying that. But not to the degree of 1,100 points. So I think he had something to do with it, but I also believe that the Plunge Protection Team got involved. I think without a doubt they got involved and had to pump some money into these markets and start buying stocks. Also, you had you know, suckers that came into the market too. So with the influence of Trump, with the Plunge Protection Team, and just the average sucker who got into these markets today, it was enough to send them skyrocketing. You know, the question is, you know, are they going to be able to continue the Plunge Protection Team if they did get involved and started buying stocks today? How long can they continue? How much money do they have to buy stocks? Did they spend 300 billion today, 100 billion, 50 billion? How much do they have to spend? 500 billion, 800 billion? Who knows? But I certainly do believe that they were certainly involved in this market today. You know, another question I have is this going to continue? What's the good news? Like, where is the good news? Everything we see is bad news. What's the good news? I mean, really, even to see this market bounce 1,100 points today, it makes no sense. There's no fundamentals that support this market going up 1,100 points. So there's definitely something going on behind the scenes. And because I certainly don't see a positive outlook, all the news for 2019 is bad. Globally and right here in America, it's bad news. But everybody now thinks that it's over, and that you know, everything's going to be okay now, that we had a 1,100 point surge, so the bear market is over and we should be back in a bull market. That's what everybody is presuming. Remember, we're still down 4,000 points. So now that we had an 1,100 point run in the Dow Jones today, people are back to drinking the Kool-Aid. People now think that we're back to a bull run. The bear market is over. Yet only a day ago, Steve Mnuchin called the 6 biggest banks in America to talk to them about liquidity, if they were liquid. And they had told Steve Mnuchin everything's fine. They're liquid. Everything's good to go. So now everything's okay today, because we had a big run and we're back to the bull run. The bull market's back. Yet only a day ago, Steve Mnuchin was concerned. What was he concerned about? He was concerned about something, concerned enough to call the 6 biggest banks in America. Is he concerned about a bank run? I don't know what he's concerned about, but why would Steve Mnuchin down in Mexico with his pretty wife on a vacation, what was he worried about that he had have a conference call with the 6 biggest banks in America? So that makes me think that things aren't so great, even though today we had a big run. But who cares? It's one day. We can have another run tomorrow, Friday. Who knows? What I do know is this is not normal. These kind of numbers that we're seeing, this volatility with 650 point losses, 1,100 point gains, this isn't normal. And so I believe we're going to see more volatility. I believe we're just at the beginning of this bear market. We're just at the beginning of a huge recession, if not Great Depression. Look at the warning signs out there. It's just not me saying this, but the world economy is slowing down. Emerging markets throughout the world are just being crushed. Their currencies are being devastated. These emerging markets, I believe they should be called submerging markets. Look at Venezuela. Eating zoo animals, okay? Look at Argentina, Brazil. Look at what's happening in Europe. We've never seen a time in our world where multiple countries have multiple bubbles, where multiple countries are having economic depressions all at the same time. We had a top Chinese banker. He said he told the Chinese people they should not buy a house now, that there's no money to be made. A Chinese banker telling his own people do not buy a house right now. Here in America, we see a cooling down of the real estate markets. Triple B bonds now account for half of all investment grade debt in America. Households have borrowed to finance consumption. Household debt is at an all-time high. Wages are stagnant. Corporations borrow to finance buybacks. Government cannot stop spending. We are servicing $22 trillion of debt, and it's climbing every second. We borrowed and printed to keep this illusion going on. And at some point, America is going to have to pay the piper, and that time is getting closer, and you need to be prepared. Here's the article on Zero Hedge. Top Chinese banker. There's no money to be made. He is warning against buying real estate in China. Here's another article on Zero Hedge. California is in great financial shape and headed for an epic crisis. You take the state of California, the state of Illinois, the 2 most bankrupt states in the country, and there's many more coming. Most of these states have unfunded pensions, but California, we have Silicon Valley, we have Hollywood here. California lives and dies with capital gain taxes. In bull markets, stocks and rising tech startups go public, and the state is flush with cash. In bear markets, capital gains turn into capital losses, and California revenue plunges. The top 1% highest income taxpayers generate about half the personal income tax in California. So when tech stocks plunge, when IPOs are pulled, billions of dollars are wiped out of California. And so California is literally playing the roulette wheel of Wall Street. And so if Wall Street crashes, California is going to be devastated. It's already going broke. And of course, we have to service all the illegal aliens here in California. So when the stock market collapses, California will collapse along with it. And then at that point, maybe people will start resenting illegal aliens, because when they start going hungry, they may change their minds about how they feel about paying for people that shouldn't be in this country. This was another interesting article on Zero Hedge today on the Russian gold market. The Russians produced 223 tons of gold in 2017. In 2018, they mined 264.3 tons of gold. They couldn't mine enough. They had to buy another 37 tons. They now have 2,103 tons of monetary gold in their banks. So we see China, we see India, we see Russia, we see many countries throughout the world hoarding gold, hoarding silver. You see JP Morgan hoarding gold, hoarding silver. You have to ask yourself, why does JP Morgan have so much gold, so much silver? What do they know that most people don't know? I mean, they're obviously hedging against, I believe, a dollar collapse or an economic collapse by owning these hard assets like gold and silver. And it's another reason, while most people were out running up credit card debt on stuff that they don't need, buying stuff for people that don't even care, buying stuff for Christmas presents for people just to impress other people. While they were doing that, there was people like Aaron in Texas. He was out stockpiling stuff like this, okay? People like Aaron are going out and they're not buying garbage that they don't need. They're buying stuff like this because they just have a gut feeling that something's wrong. I mean, just take a look at some of the stuff we're talking about right now. This is not heading in a positive direction for the world, let alone America. And this is why we need to be buying stuff like this. This is why you need to be accumulating the two most undervalued assets in the entire world, gold and silver, not credit card debt. It's funny because we'll see a big rebound like today, and people will come out of the woodwork that have not commented in weeks, months. They'll come out and go, oh, now look at the markets, they're back. It's a bull market. See, you were wrong. Listen, where were you on Monday? Where were you on Friday? It's amazing how these people just come out of the woodwork when the Dow or these markets have a good day. Listen, I'm not here to be negative. I want nothing but success for America. I want nothing but success for the American people. I love America. I do not want to see it fail. I'm not here to tear it down like most people. I don't hate America like a lot of people I see out there in the comments that hate America. I don't hate this president. I think he's done a wonderful job. I think he's trying to do everything he possibly can. And no, I don't think he's part of the globalist cabal like so many people do. I think this is one of the most hated men in the entire world, hated by the cartels, hated by ISIS, hated by Al-Qaeda, hated by the socialists, hated by the globalists. That should tell you something right now. What other president have you ever seen in American history where the Satanists and the witches came together on a national satanic day to put a hex and a spell on our president, when most of our churches just stood by and allowed that to happen? That should tell you when the Church of Satan, when witches and warlocks and Satanists, people who worship Satan, practice black magic and witchcraft, when those kind of people hate this president, that should tell you something right there. That just tells me how much more I like this guy, because people like that hate him. So when you see evil attacking Donald Trump, there's a reason why, because I believe Donald Trump is here to help guide America into a positive direction, to help save it from the bankruptcy that we're in. And again, he is a bankrupt master. And so I believe that's why he is here today as our president, because America is bankrupt. It's going to go through a bankruptcy. It's going to go through a reset. And the guy that you want at the helm is a guy that is experienced with it. And that's Donald Trump. So again, I know people are going to write in and tell me how much they hate him. But I do not agree when I see witches and Satanists coming together at a national event to put hexes and spells on the President of the United States, while 99% of the American churches stood by and allowed it to happen. That tells me right there that when he is being attacked by evil forces, I need to stand and support this man. We talk about the wall, the funding for the wall. This president can't get $5 billion, yet again, Obama sends $150 billion of cash over to Iran to build nuclear bombs. That's okay. The Democrats support that, no problem. This president can't get $5 billion, yet we spent $115 million on some of the most ridiculous studies. $76 million went to the salary to the Somali National Army. So we put them on a $76 million salary. $18 million went to promote tourism in Egypt. $2.4 went to study daydreaming. $50,000 went to teach female entrepreneurs how to blog. $50,000 went to fund museum trips in Bosnia. $30 million from 2014 to this year. $30 million went to gift bags for illegal aliens and their children who were deported from the U.S. back to their home countries. $30 million. So it just blows my mind. That's acceptable. People can accept that. The money that we waste as a country, yet we cannot spend $5 billion to start building a wall to secure this country. We should just keep allowing cartels and drug dealers, drug cartels, murderers, rapists, child molesters, diseased people, more uneducated, unskilled people who are going to come here and just milk off government subsidies that you and I are going to continue to pay for. JCPenney stock now, $1. This is where it's all going. So if you really believe that because today we had a big rally, that things are going to be better, that everything's turning around, you know what? It doesn't even matter if we gain 5,000 points next week. None of it matters, because this is what matters. Reality matters. The illusion of Wall Street, the illusion of these markets does not matter. It is all an illusion at this point. It does not even matter. Good news. I'm gonna close this out with some damn good news right here. NFL. This is good news. People are wising up maybe a little bit. Week 16, Monday Night Football ratings hit record low. And I am so happy for that, because anybody that takes a knee to the American flag and disrespects Americans, veterans, the police, American taxpayer, again, I'm in full support to never go to another football game. I have not watched a football game in the NFL in 2 years now. This is the second season I've not watched 1 minute, and nor will I ever watch it. So God bless you guys. God bless America for saying no to the NFL and making them pay. And we should continue to walk away from the NFL, because they've showed us their true colors, and they are not supportive of your gun rights, of your freedom, your free speech, your borders, nothing. They are absolutely, in my opinion, I'm done with the NFL. I've been done with the NFL. So God bless you guys for saying no to the NFL. And you know what? That's where we have to attack these people, is with our wallets. And if more people thought about where their money went, look at Hollywood and the attacks from Hollywood. That's another awful satanic group of people. The capital of drug abuse and pedophilia, Hollywood, hates Donald Trump more than any president in the history of America. And so that should tell you something right there. Look at Trump's enemies. Hollywood is a cesspool. And I, as a human being, I haven't went and paid for a movie in 15 years. And think about every time you go and you pay for a movie ticket, part of that money is going to be used against you. It's going to go after your religious freedom. It's going to go after your gun rights. It's going to go after your First Amendment. These people hate you. They hate your opinion. They hate your conservative view. They hate that you don't believe in abortion. They hate that you believe in God. They hate that you believe you should own guns. They hate everything about your life. So why support these people? Start thinking with your wallet, like people are now doing with the NFL. We should do the same thing with Hollywood. These people don't deserve our money. They don't deserve our time. Listen, guys, again, I hope you had a great Christmas. Thank you for the letters. Thank you for the donations. I thank you for watching. Thanks for the subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit that little bell so you're notified with the newest videos. Hope everybody has a great week, a great new year. Let's continue to vote with our wallets. Let's support this president. Let's prepare. Make sure that you are stacking this, putting cash away, putting gold away, silver, food, water. Make sure you've got your security all situated. Make sure you've got medical supplies, a trauma kit, medicine put away, and just continue to be preparing. Don't get complacent. If this market bounces back a bit, do not get complacent. These are just numbers now. We are looking at an illusion. Be prepared for anything, a black swan event. We have no idea what 2019 is going to bring us, but I believe we're going to see chaotic times accelerating in America 2019. So be prepared. God bless you guys. I will talk to you very soon.